For me, the passion is more, how can we get people to spend an hour by themselves, not being distracted? And float tanks is a way to do that. I'm Paul Medhurst. I'm a co-owner at Beyond Rest Collingwood, and we provide flotation therapy tanks for people to float. In my mid-20s, I was at that stage I was playing professional AFL, and I started to get interested in the relationship between my body, my emotional and mental state, my output, and how that could be better managed in alternative ways. And that sort of started me on the path of alternative healing and taking care of sort of emotional, mental well-being in a non-prescriptive way. And float tanks are a tool. For some people, it's a weekly tool because they do nothing else to manage their sanity. For others, it's a monthly tool because they go to the gym twice a week, they meditate, they do yoga. So it's one of many things. So it can be your primary tool, it can be third and fourth string, but it's a very powerful tool. Something about the combination of being in 500 kilos of salt for an hour, what that does for you physically, in addition to when you can completely let your guard down in there, that combination is unique, and I find it's been really valuable for me. It doesn't always have to be about healing or, that type of stuff. It can be just about curiosity. For me, there's a large part of that now too. It wasn't what originally got me into it. It was more about understanding trauma from the past and how that kind of affects your body. Whereas now it's probably more just as much I'm curious about who and what I am when there's no stimulation around in a dark environment with salt water. A float tank's definitely is similar to meditation in a way. It almost provides a cocoon or a safe space for meditation to become more effortless. In the similar way that when you go to particularly relaxing places in the world, it's just, you feel like it's relaxing you rather than you having to do a particular thing to become relaxed. So that's a little bit like when you get in the tank, it kind of does its thing on you as much as you meditate in it. Got a pretty large place in a warehouse around the corner, and we could have got probably 2 or 3 or 4 tanks more in there if we wanted to stuff it full of tanks. But the moment you do that, you're constantly seeing people coming and going, and it just kind of doesn't allow for people to have that really quiet time in the space because there's a lot going on. So we thought the chill out space is a really important part of the float, because the float itself, although it can sometimes be amazing and people are sitting euphorically in the chill out space, at times they can come out of a float feeling vulnerable or uncomfortable or a bit not themselves. So it's important we feel it's really important to allow people to just settle for as long as they want. We have people that sit in there for a couple of hours, and our staff will come in and check in and see how they are, whether they're wanting to chat about their float. Sometimes you can just tell they just need some space for themselves. In 2019, I don't think there's anything more important in the world now than spending at least some part of your day not trying at something and not having a deadline, not having an agenda, not having an intent that's shooting off in some direction or that's coming back at you the other way. Because 2019 and beyond, with devices, how reachable we are all the time, it can keep you just locked in your head for almost 24 hours a day, other than when you're sleeping. Give it 3 goes. Don't try too hard. Don't necessarily come in with a tactic or a meditation technique that you're going to use in the tank. Try and see it fresh, and it's an hour in a safe, dark space with all the support you need to find out more about yourself. Don't try too hard, and yeah, it's very powerful. Cool.
Thanks very much, Paul.
Thanks, mate.
Appreciate it. So just finishing editing up Paul's interview now. With this video, I wanted to try and challenge myself and see how much more efficient I could be. The last attempt, it took about 5 months. So I wanted to see how quickly I could turn this over without neglecting the final product. This video took between 40 and 50 hours over the course of a month, but that included everything from editing, the interview, the running back and forth to the camera hire place, the lot. I tried to not get too caught up in the quest for perfection and instead just try out some new things and see what we can do. I also feel by interviewing Paul when he came in for a haircut that it's showcasing a part of my job that I've come to love, which is this weird little unique lens into people's lives and passions that I don't really think can be found anywhere else. Right now the plan is to keep making more videos, keep developing my skill set, showcase more creators and small businesses in my area, learn from them what it's like to get stuck in and pursue a road less travelled. Thanks Paul for coming in, getting a haircut and getting in front of the camera. Thank you also to everyone who's come in over the last 3 months since I've gone self-employed. It is really humbling and flattering to see so many people go out their way and still make the journey. So thank you very much, I really appreciate it. I hope you guys got something out of this. I know I certainly did. If you are interested in Beyond Rest, I will leave a link in the description below and see you next time. Bye-bye.